तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमंगलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। Let us continue our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotees. At Shampugul house, where he told his intimate disciple Mahendranath Gupta, the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, to narrate the life and teachings of the incarnations of God to Dr. Mahendralal Sarkar, who wouldn't believe that God can descend on earth as human beings. He would not believe that God can be an avatar. This has been our topic of discussion for the last several weeks. Sri Ramakrishna said that in our scriptures there is mention of Dashavatar, 24 avatar, evam asankhya avatar. 10 incarnations of God, 24 incarnations of God, and innumerable incarnations. Out of these, to be brief, we have taken up the discussion of the 10 incarnations of God according to the Hindu mythology. And in this sequence, we have already discussed 7 incarnations. Today we will elaborate on the 8th incarnation of God, which is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Out of all the incarnations, their life and teachings are ennobling, but among them, the position of Sri Krishna is different. It is so captivating, so enormous, so all-compassing, that it seems that it is the best avatar among all. Even the Bhagavatkar Maharishi Shukdev was narrating this life of Sri Krishna to Parikshit as his passage to become immortal. And he said that after narrating all the incarnations of God, ye ke chansh kalayate, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All these incarnations are part of various degrees of the same God, but God is in totality present in the form of Sri Krishna, full manifestation of the divine as human being. Now his life and his birth was been discussed to Maharaj Parikshit. Parikshit was on a curse that he would die within a week. And someone suggested that You never know what will happen after death. But if we hear about the life and teachings of the incarnations of God, then you will escape the cycle of birth and death. You will become immortal. This is also confirmed by Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Janma karma chame divyam jumang beti tattvataha tyakta deha punarjanma noiti mameti sarjuna. If anyone knows the secret of my birth and the divine play, then he is not born over again. There are various ways to escape the cycle of birth and death, but the easiest and shortest and surest is to hear about the life and teachings of incarnations of God. This is why Sri Ramakrishna suggested that this be narrated and discussed to Dr. Sarkar, and we are also concentrating on this topic, taking such a long time. And so far as Bhagavan Krishna is concerned, though we know of his life more or less, but it never gets old. It is ever refreshing. The more we discuss about the life and teachings of God, the more we get purified, the more we get rejuvenated, the more we get the strength to face the challenges of life and win the battle of death. Now the birth of Krishna is starting in the Bhagavata in a dramatic way. The tyrant king Kamsa in Mathura, he was not a king, he was a prince. He is the son of Augulasen, the king of Mathura. Now he had a cousin, sister. Kamsa is the cousin sister, the daughter of his uncle. Her name was Devaki. Kamsa used to love a sister more than his own self. So when the sister was settled for marriage with Vasudev, a pious person, and he was driving the chariot, Barat le ja rahe the. Suddenly he heard a voice from above, from sky. तू जिसे इतने उत्साह से पहुंचाने जा रहा है, उसी का 8वां पुत्र तुझे मारेगा. With so much of zeal, you are driving the chariot of a person whose 8th child will kill you. Though Kamsa was a very, very tyrant warrior, but who does not get afraid with the death notice of himself? मृत्यु परवाना मिल गया. Though he didn't know the validity of this statement, but he could not deny it either. So hearing this, he immediately wanted to kill Devaki on the spot. But then Vasudev interfered. He said that Devaki is not going to kill you. his eighth son is your cause of death as per the prophecy. I assure you that I will hand over his children to you to be disposed of as per your discretion. Now, Vasudeva was such a pious person, Kamsa could not disbelieve him. So he thought of waiting till the eighth son is born. Now, in order to fulfill his quota of sin, Narada appeared and said that the eighth son is your cause of death. But then how would you like to count the number? From beginning to end, or end to beginning, or from middle? Which child would be named one? First child or the last child? You can count from the reverse way also. So Kamsa talked to him and said, I do not want to take any risk. So I will kill all the sons. All the children I would like to kill, one by one. He was such a tyrant person. So immediately put them behind the bars, imprisoned them. From that point onwards, they didn't want to take any risk. When his father, Ugrasen, objected, what is this going on here? Then he put Ugrasen also under the bars, imprisoned him, and became the self-styled king of Mathura. Mathura Naresh ban gaye, Swayam. As days rolled by, Dharmabhiru, pious person, Vasudeva would bring the newly born child to Kamsa, and he was such a heartless person that newborn baby will throw on the stone and kill him instantaneously, without any mercy. So like that, the sixth children were killed. 6 sons were killed. When the 7th son was to be born, then Yogamaya transferred their son to Rohini in Gokul, the first wife of Nanda Baba. He had 2 wives, Rohini and Devaki. So Rohini became pregnant, and this child of Devaki was transferred to his womb and interchanged. So that was Balaram, who was born as the child of Rohini, as an elder brother, elder cousin of Sri Krishna. So the 7th child. Now when the child was to be born, then it was not there, they thought it is a miscarriage. So then they were waiting for the last child, 8th. When the child was about to be born, the whole world became eager to stop the oppression of this tyrant king, Kamsa. He was mad with his power. He would do anything he wants. So when such a situation arrives, then God descends on the earth. Now all these incidents in our Purana depict our individual lives, depicts how you should live this life. Can you all hear me properly? आपको सुनाई पड़ता है? हाँ, गूंज देखो भाई, सुधीर जरा देखो, वो खिड़कियां खोल दिया जाए, गूंज उठता है, देखो साउंड ठीक करो. When the whole world was upset, with so much of tyranny by this tyrant king, then God descended. Same thing appears in our lives. Whenever we become upset with unfavorable environment, we do not know where to go, then God comes as a help from within. We are not helpless here. We are being constantly monitored and helped by the divine. This is the message we receive from our Puranas. These are all bogus stories. These are relevant in our individual lives also. God is ever present with us as He is present with His creation. When the whole world was gasping because of the tyranny of Kamsa, then Bhagavan appeared in the prison of Kamsa, where his sister and the brother-in-law were imprisoned, and he was born. Now, from the point of birth, we have to understand that God is without any limit of power. He is infinity. Now, how the infinity God can become finite and become a human being with a form? How the formless can become a form? How the infinity becomes finite? It is a contradiction of term. But this cannot be explained because God's birth is alaukik, beyond explanation. Divya, janma karma chame divya, not like ordinary human beings. Ordinary human beings are born through a biological process. But his birth was divine, as has been prescribed, written in the Bhagavatam. The child is born with full clothes, with hair, with weapons. How a child can be born? All children are born naked. There cannot be a child born with clothes and hair and all weapons in his hand. That was a description. So his birth has been explained that he is not born, he appears to be born. To understand, it has been explained by the commentary of Shankaracharya in the Bhagavad Gita. Sa Bhagavan Shuddha Buddha Mukta Svabha Opi San. He is infinite knowledge, infinite beauty, Anant. होते हुए भी जातवान इव देहवान इव परिलक्ष्यते, appears that he is born, appears that he has a body, is an appearance. But appearance cannot be denied, is as good as reality. That is the magic, that is the alaukik, that is the maya. Cannot be explained, but it has to be accepted. You cannot deny that God was not born. For the sake of argument, you may say that there is no historic authenticity of the birth of Krishna. It is beyond, because in those days, those records are not available. There is no historic document available. It's all through hearsay. But not how about the birth of Sri Ramakrishna? Sri Ramakrishna is also considered the incarnation of God, whose detailed accounts are recorded by those who were living just 150 years ago. They were living and they have recorded, they have seen that Sri Ramakrishna was born, and he is also considered the incarnation of God. So he cannot deny that such an event occurs. It occurs, and it is not that God is born only once, he is born again and again. And the records are there. Now the historic record of the birth of Sri Ramakrishna is available with us, with the proper documentation. You read the Ramakrishna Lila Prasang, the date, time, everything is recorded. And his ancestors, their reminiscences, everything is recorded. It cannot be all bogus. So God is born, but his birth is inexplicable. Cannot be explained. How the infinity becomes finite. So that is not our subject. Let us accept for the benefit of ours. We'll just simply waste our time. Now, so at that time, that child, divine child was born. Now everybody knew that as soon as the news will reach, because the guards of Kamsa were alerted that as soon as the child is born, he should be called from his bedroom, he'll come and kill. And that's how he killed all the 6 sons of Devaki, instantaneously. Threw them on a stone and they were killed. How heartless a person is. Newborns are being killed. But this time, before the guards could inform, by the divine Leela, all the guards went asleep, deep asleep. No one knew. And in the meantime, the Vasudev took the child in his lap and crossed the river Jamuna and went to Gokul. Went to his friend, this Nanda Baba, and exchanged the child. At the same time, Yogamaya was born out of Devaki. One girl child, female child was born, that is Yogamaya. So Vasudev quietly interchanged the kids, took the female child, came back, crossing the river, back to his prison. That night, it was Bhadra Paksha, Krishna Paksha, and the whole Prakriti nature was numb, reflecting the sad environment entire, reeling under the oppression of Kamsa. So this child was interchanged, and immediately the guards woke up, and the gates were also opened automatically and closed. The Kamsa came running, but to his dismay, he found that it is not a male child. The prophecy was that male child would be born, and in its place he saw a female child. But he didn't want to take any risk, male or female. Immediately he snatched the child. Devaki said, "Look, it is not a male child. Why do you kill it?" No, I don't take risk. He took the child. When he was about to throw it to the stone, the child slipped away, went to the sky and took the form of 8-handed Devi Durga, Ashtabhuja. And then it said, the person who is going to kill you is being nourished in Gokula, not here. It has been changed. If you have the guts, find him out. But it is going to kill you, don't worry. Kamsa become all the more afraid. So immediately he sent his people around Gokula to fetch all the newborns and kill it then and there. But they could not find the trace of Krishna. But when the news was spread that there is a child born who is extraordinary, he went on sending his asuras to kill it with Putana, etc. Everybody was sent and every messenger was killed by Krishna. So Krishna did his Leela in Gokula and he was there. Then he took these people when there was so much of tyranny to Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, Sri Krishna played and killed many of the adversaries which were sent by Kamsa, and he also made a divine Leela of love with these Gopikas. So this incarnation is not only a sign of justice and establishment of dharma, but also establishment of love. We are here not to fight, but to love. That we have to understand. The purpose of life is not to fight, but to love. Love whom? Love God. God is love personified. When Swami Vivekananda was asked, can you explain the character of Sri Ramakrishna? Who is he? Swami Vivekananda said he is Love personified. Prema Vigraha. In his bhajan he says that Prema Pathar is a concrete form of love. That is the nature of God. So when God takes the concrete form of love, then how to love Him, that was depicted in the Vrindavan Leela. Now many people find that it is a treatise of sex. You have to understand. Because there is a boy, at the midnight, he is mixing with young Gopikas. They all were very young at the dead of night. And the descriptions are about the physical intimacy, song, dance, etc. But you have to understand that Sri Krishna, as per the records, was in Vrindavan, Braj mein, 11 years and 3 months. He spent the first 11 years and 3 months. A boy of 11 years and 3 months, what sex can he do? You have to understand. He did not live up to his youth. Though he is mentioned youth, 11 साल के बाद ही उसको मथुरा चले गए, कम से निधन किया. तो 11 साल में कोई सेक्स नहीं होता है. So you have to understand, differentiate between passion and love, kama and prema. Sri Krishna did not exhibit any act of sex, but exhibited an act of love. What makes the difference? What is the difference between passion and love, kama and prema? Wherever there is an expectation of self-gratification, that is kama. And whenever there is an offering of our attitude towards the divine, it is prema. It is mentioned. Atmendriya priti ichha tare muli kam. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prem nam. The prema is the attitude of giving, not taking. In this world, everything is what I get in return. That is not prema. Prema is what I can give, not take. I don't want anything. I want to give. So that attitude has to be withheld. That attitude Bhagavan comes and teaches us. The learn to be happy by giving, not by taking. Swami Vivekananda says, do not be a beggar in this world. You don't want anything. Give. By giving, you will become happy. By taking, you will become a beggar, become miserable. The simple law of life. Sooner we learn it, the better. We feel that we will become happy by acquiring things, by taking. No. We have enough. Swami Vivekananda says, Anante tami adhikari premo sindhuti vidyaman. You have got ocean of love within you. It doesn't befit you to become a beggar. You can give. Go on giving. But I warn you, as soon as you ask anything in return, your ocean of love will be reduced to a drop. Thou art fidei nai chao. Give and do not ask anything in return. But remember, the moment you ask anything in return, prema sindhu bindu hue jan, it becomes a bindu, drop, by your attitude. So all success and failure of ours depends on our mental attitude, not the environment. We always blame the environment, हमें ये नहीं मिला वो मिला, कुछ नहीं है. हमारा मानसिकता से ही सब कुछ बनता है. Your mental attitude, as Sri Krishna has taught, try to love by way of giving, you'll become blessed. So after this Braj Leela, Sri Krishna went to Mathura and killed Kamsa and all adversaries. And then Ugrasena was made the king and everything became normal. Then he took these Yadavas to Dwarka and established his kingdom in due course. The long story of his marriages, innumerable marriages, and then his most important episode is his interaction with the in-laws in Hastinapur, Pandavas. There is a great family fight of Pandavas and Kauravas, and Sri Krishna, being their relation, was called to mediate, but didn't work, and the great fight ensued. In this battlefield, Sri Krishna appeared as a charioteer of Arjuna and gave the wisdom in the form of Bhagavad Gita, which is the national book of India, Bhagavad Gita. Every one of us must study. Keep a copy of Bhagavad Gita. There is a national book. If you do not have, please collect from a bookstall. It doesn't take much price, but keep it. Of course, keep it with some meaning, with simple meaning, either in English or Hindi or whatever. If not, take a Bhagavad Gita and keep it with you and study every day, at least one shloka. That is the wisdom of life that must be accompanied. Sri Krishna said on a battlefield. And there he taught how to live in this world. And the message, the central message he gave there, which we have to remember. You know, the Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. Chapters of wisdom. Each chapter is called yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and then each some method, particular method to reach the divine. And the last chapter is called moksha yoga, how to become free. So the golden message he says on the 61st verse of 18th chapter, last chapter, some 700 verses. It may not be possible for you to study in depth all, but you must remember only one verse, which is verse 61, chapter 18, where he says, Ishvaraha sarvabhutanam nirdeshe arjuna tishtati brahman sarvabhutani Jantra Rurani Mayaya. God is present within the heart of each and every one, and He is guiding the show. You and me and everyone, sinner or virtuous, saint or sinner, rich or low, high and ignorant and wise, everyone's heart carries the seat of God. God is present within the heart of everyone. Though God is present everywhere, that we know. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. That is the dictum of the Vedas. God is present everywhere. But He is particularly present within the heart of every being, you and me. Now, He is not a sleeping God. It is not a notion that God is present in a potential form. No, in active form. He is not sleeping there. Rather, He is the main person who is guiding us. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana, and where is He sitting? What is the location? That is also mentioned. God is present, our body has so much of space. Where to find Him? He says He is present within the heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Riddesha Arjuna Tishtati, pointing out. So within the heart of you and me and everyone, God is present. And what is He doing there? Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani, Jantra Rurani, like an operator operating a machine. He is constantly guiding us, operating us. He is the operator, and I am a machine. And the machine is the inner thing. Operator is the main person who is guiding us. We are now within the knowledge of AI, artificial intelligence. Whether AI or not, it is being operated by a conscious being. AI is an inert mechanism, software. It doesn't have consciousness. And artificial intelligence, not real intelligence. But we are not being guided by AI. We are being guided by DI, divine intelligence, which is not artificial, which is real. Please think about it. We are being constantly guided by DI, has been said by Bhagavan Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, which is actual. And it is a misnomer, it is a total ignorance to think that I am the doer. There can be two pilots in an aircraft. Pilot is one. The passengers are not pilots. If the passengers think that we are pilot running the show, they are fools. No passenger is a fool in an aircraft to think that he is a pilot. He will not be allowed to enter near the cockpit. The pilot in the plane, he will take the plane with a zigzag this way, high and low. Similarly, we have a pilot within our aircraft, this body. He is guiding our show. So when we accept this fact, reality, then wonderful thing happens. We are without any fear, we are without any tension. We are constantly happy and rejuvenated. Nobody feels tired by taking a flight in the air, by the air. So it takes a very long flight. You travel from Lucknow to Bombay. You are not tired. Pilot gets tired. Similarly, in our journey, believe it, that Ishvara is present within us, as told Sri Krishna. Then one more thing is there, that whatever happens in our life, good or bad, the responsibility belongs to God, not yours. So when there is a success, there is glory in your records, you become very happy. Be happy, but know within your heart, the success goes to the doer, not you. Though you will become discouraged. Whenever there is a success, you become very happy. When you are giving the accolades, you are giving certificates, you are clapped. But transfer that success to God. Similarly, when you are condemned by any bad action, that transfer it to God, be happy. This is the message he gives in the Bhagavad Gita, and he says to Arjuna, who was reluctant to fight. Arjuna was an intelligent person, a general. He said, take my chariot, I want to see what is happening in front of me. And he was totally afraid because he was to oppose with an uneven fight. He had to oppose Bhishma, Drona, Karna. These are invincible people. And he was alone. How can he face? But by the grace of God, he was the winning position. He could not believe that this can happen. Then Sri Krishna showed him by like a trailer in a movie what is to be happened in future. He said after a few days, look, this is going to happen. And Arjuna was surprised to see that all these great opponents are falling flat and he is winning. He said, look, this is going to happen in your life, but I am not going to claim any credit. Maiva eta nihita purnameva. These people have been killed by me beforehand. Nimitta matram bhavasabhya sachin. Verse 13, chapter 11. Read that verse also. Vishwarup Darshan Yog. 13th verse, 11th chapter. That I have killed these people beforehand. I am showing you as a trailer. It's going to happen. But you take the credit. Jasho Lavasya. Stand up and take the, I don't mind. But the credit actually belongs to God. Similarly, live in the world, there is a message Sri Krishna gives. Thousands of years ago he gave a message which is running the show. Those of us who are intelligent enough to accept the message, they become successful in life. There is the advantage of studying these noble lives and teachings which energizes us, gives us a clue, a help how to become successful here and now. So he gave this golden message in Bhagavad Gita, and the Pandavas won, and the Rajasuya Yagya was made successful, and the Sri Krishna went back to his kingdom in Dwaraka in the west coast. But then his kings, Yadavas, became invincible. So they became wild, infatuated with their valor. So Sri Krishna understood that they will become again a source of nuisance. So before he died, he arranged, because they had no opponents, Yadavas. No force on earth could kill him. So then he made an arrangement so that they fight with each other. They fought against each other, they killed themselves, and they were drowned. Then Sri Krishna, knowing that his time is over, he lived for about 125 years. But Vrindavan, he was only 11 years. Now, one hunter, thinking that his feet is a red flower, his feet was red, Kamana Padma, thinking that is a flower, is a bird, he shot an arrow, and Sri Krishna died and made him free. This is how he took leave of this world, leaving behind the golden life and immortal message, which is a source of inspiration for us here and now. On the one hand, we learn from him the art of living. On the other, we learn from him how to worship God, how to love him and become blessed in life. We will continue our discussion further in our next Sunday class. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampadvita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. If you have any question, you can see, or you can send your questions to email rkml@rkml.org. So close now with the chanting of the Lord. Please join with me. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Thank you. For information, I am telling you, this chime, what we sing here, this is the chime which is sung in France. We have a center in Graz, Ramakrishna Mission Center in France. Early morning, they sing this. The French men and women come in the shrine. I have been there. After completing my study, when I went to Europe, I had been to this center in France and we saw. Wonderful, with this music it is done. Same tune I am repeating here. It's very ennobling. And it is sung in our France center every morning. It is very inspiring. So you can also sing in your own household. It is very inspiring. The Hari Om Ramakrishna. Simple chant. Thank you.